You're not helping. Round and round she goes, where she stops, only I know. Oh, I'm about to spill this all over my face. All right, welcome back. Today, we are gonna work on the Lexus IS300, and I'm going to do the ball joint on the passenger side. So, originally I was gonna do the whole control arm, but to do the control arm, I've got to, one, it'll mess up the alignment, and I don't have time to get it aligned. Two, I have to take off like everything. So this lower rear, that has to come off, this has to come off, the strut has to come off, ball joint, tie rod end, pretty much everything, the sway bar, everything except for the upper control arm, which we did last time. And I don't have time for that, and it doesn't really need it. So this bushing is good. The only thing that's really bad is the ball joint and the rear control arm, which it looks like I can do the rear control arm by itself, but to do the ball joint, I need to take off the wheel and tire, obviously, this tie rod end, and I think that's it. Oh, we don't have the Insta. The SD card was full, but I got the phone. So let's zoom in. Okay, first I want to show you that it's bad. So you probably can't tell, but there's a little nub right there on the ball joint, and I'm going to stick my pry bar underneath the nub and against the lower control arm, and I want you to watch it move. This is not gonna work. Okay, maybe that'll work, but I've shown this in another video, so. You see that movement in the ball joint? See that? See how it's separating the bottom from the ball joint? See that movement? It's not supposed to do that. So this distance is getting greater, and it's not supposed to. It's not supposed to move at all, right? You might be able to see the wheel distance moving, or maybe you just see the whole car shaking, I don't know. But I can see it, but you shouldn't have any movement between the control arm and your ball joint. And there's lots and lots and lots of movement. All right, let's get this wheel and tire off. Can I take it off from up here? Where's my chair? All right, so first thing I need to do is take our tie rod end off, and then I should try and separate this ball joint again, which I think I tried to before and I was unsuccessful. So what is this, 17? I'm sure it's loose from the last time I tried to do this. Okay, that's out of the way. It's off, not quite out of the way. Feels like the inner's still tight. That's good. All right, let's loosen our ball joint guy. Looks like 19. Yep. All right, let's just loosen it all. Doesn't seem like it. You're not helping. Zero. Get a zip tie, tie that thing up. GoPro brake. This is gonna get out of my way, I hope. Okay, let's go the bang down. Might need to use a press for this. Let's do that. Okay, we are using our side bearing puller. Feels tight enough. I get it up under the rubber and on top of the control arm. Slip off. And I have my little ball bearing in there. They come with a point, but sometimes the point is too pointy. So I like to use a ball bearing. All right, so that's in there. Now we just tighten her up until she pops. Make sure you lube your threads when you do this. Try not to put too much side load on it, otherwise you'll pop it off. It's usually not good to use the impact, but I think we might have to. I think we're coming off on this side. The vibration likes to kick stuff out too. Let's see if any of this tension will have released it. I saw something move. I think we're out. Oh yeah, we're clear. Okay. So yeah, putting that tension on there and then whacking it was all it needed to release. Okay, now the hard part is I've got to unbolt this, put the new one on, and get it back into the hole properly. Let's see, what are these, 17s? 1, 2. Okay, these are the bolts if you need to replicate it. If you're missing them. I think it comes with new bolts, the new ball joint. It does. I don't know if I'd use them, but it comes with them. I wonder if this is rebuilt. Look at these sleeves. I can't see nothing with my head in the way. Or is there a dowel pin inside there? I guess we're about to find out. Maybe those are alignment pins. It's kind of smart because you're not using the bolt to hold it in place. Okay, how do we release that? Sometimes I feel like I should be doing this stuff on the ground. Oh, that wasn't so bad. Okay, so hold this, and this is why I said you want to loosen it first. Yeah, so it does have these pins. And orientation is correct. Looks like a Zerk fitting goes right there. This is also why I like Moog, because they come with greasable fittings. The only bad part about this is now you can't test the ball joint like I was showing you. Okay, so I guess we need to set it first and then set this, or how much movement do I have? Oh, I don't have a whole lot. So I definitely need to put the ball joint in first. Okay, and then try and push this up and on top of itself. Just like that, easy. All right, kind of want to put some Loctite on here. I definitely don't want these to rust. Definitely probably doing this the wrong way too. But I don't want to cut the nozzle off. Oh, it's too much. There we go. Round and round and round she goes. Where she stops, only I know. All right, bolt in. Probably better with my head out of the way, huh? Felt like it was in the right spot. Oh, I'm about to spill this all over my face. Gotta get it flush. Okay, that's close enough. Whoa. That's set. New castle nut. And that is a 21. Cotter pin. Okay. Short side up. Pull the long side down. And towards you. Push the short side up. All right, so now all I need to do is grease this, which I have to turn the wheel for that, but I bet you the steering wheel's locked. Oh, and tie rod end. I don't need to turn the wheel. It's free, there's no tie rod. Ding-a-ling. All right, let's get the grease gun. This is close to empty, but we got some. You can see the bulge. We get just enough to where it bulges out. That's all you need. Okay. Clean that off. Make sure this is tight. I think it's like a 8 mil, sometimes smaller. Yep. So it doesn't fall out. All right, now, tie rod end. This is why you need your cart, so you're not stepping all over your tools. So tempted to do the new one right now, but this old one feels pretty good. So we're just gonna let it ride for now. When I took this off, the wheel was straight. That should help it go in. There we go. Let's get the right castle nut. What was it, 17? All right, where's our hole? It's right here. All right, we got it. Old cotter pin is in the cart. Voila, and there you have it. All right, so I think this is a good time to end the video. It went pretty smooth. It was a lot easier than I thought. Now, this one is still, I don't have a whole lot of confidence in it. I think we tested this before. Oh, it's not terrible. I don't know, we'll try it and see. It's not, I think the driver's side's way looser. But if I want to replace this, I think I can do it fairly easy. I unbolt the strut, the sway bar link, and then take these 2 bolts out, right? Because it's probably sleeved with that little dowel like these had, so it has to go up at least a little bit, and this strut mount will prevent it from doing that. So you definitely have to take strut mount off. There's a bolt here on top, and there's a through bolt right here. And then once you do that, the sway bar is gonna make it go cattywampus and all kinds of crazy. It's gonna be really hard to get back on. But this looks fairly straightforward. Unbolt, 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 maybe unbolt, unbolt, take it off, put it on. And then the hard part's gonna be lining the strut back up. So, see you in the comments. Almost forgot the part number. Probably showed in the last video, but CJ didn't put what each box was. So this is passenger side lower ball joint. See you in the comments. Blue, say hi. Blue, say hi.